Hey everybody, welcome to the Sky Lounge. Here to review some Arsenal action as we win 2-1 against Bournemouth in the fourth round of the FA Cup. And in a match where I thought Arsenal really should have just, ran off in the first half, just did not equate to that. And for Arsenal, the first 30 minutes, I thought they played out of this world. Um, Bournemouth looked like school children in those first 30 minutes. The way Arsenal was moving the ball with pace, with purpose, with focus, and the drive to have these young guys who are on the pitch. And you have to really look at our lineup here, where honestly, Pepe, Xhaka, Mustafi, Socrates are really the only older guys in that lineup. Whereas you got Eddie Nketiah, Gabriel Martinelli, Joe Willock, Guendouzi, Hector Bellerin, uh, Bukayo Saka, and even Emi Martinez, who you can argue, yeah, he's still a pretty young cat. Hasn't really seen much in the Arsenal side, relatively speaking, in the last few years, with our goalkeepers being, Petr Cech, David Ospina, and before that, Wojciech Szczesny. And to have such a young squad go out there and just show their dominance in that first 30 minutes was outstanding. Bukayo Saka getting a goal in the 5th minute of the match, an assist by Gabriel Martinelli, just fucking hard as shit the kick was, and going top bins. Arsenal getting that 1-0 lead early just felt like a huge deflator for Bournemouth. And why I say the first 30 minutes is because, yes, Eddie Nketiah actually gets a goal in the 26th minute, and Bukayo Saka getting an assist on there just felt as though Arsenal really took a strong grip in this game. And boy, oh boy, it was difficult to see Bournemouth coming back at all. And you get to halftime, Bournemouth has a yellow card on Wilson, and you begin to think, all right, Mikel Arteta is probably going to tell the boys, like, hey, listen, let's keep up the pace, maybe step it up a little bit. But I think there's a physicality aspect that we have to realize as Arsenal fans, that these young men, the squad in general, really is not ready for the full potential of what Mikel Arteta wants to do, which is run the shit out of our guys, especially on the wings. Our fullbacks, our wingers, obviously our midfield has to be churning every fucking day, every fucking match day, every goddamn minute of a match. But you kind of saw the more or less lack of physicality for our Arsenal guys. And unfortunately, Shardar Mustafi gets injured in this match, where there's a lot of folks out there just hating on Mustafi. And I'm one of those critics. I'm one of the biggest critics of Shardar Mustafi. I think he is an awful defender at times. But when he gets injured, and it is an ankle injury, we don't know the further extent of what that injury is, how long he's going to be out. But it does set the prerogative for Arsenal that, yeah, we do have to sign a center back. We absolutely do have to sign a center back. And the thought process has always been, oh, then why don't we sign a left back? Why don't we get a fullback? Well, with the way Bukayo Saka is playing, and the fact that you have Kolasinac coming back in the lineup, and you got Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who can play that versatile right back, winger, possibly left back if the call is necessary. And you also have Granit Xhaka, who I guess he's like the fucking Swiss Army knife. Literally, Swiss Army knife. That whole shit makes sense. But Mustafi getting injured caused a real problem for Arsenal. Bringing in Rob Holding, who I just don't feel he's all that ready. I still think he needs another week under his belt, maybe on the under 23s, to get a shit rolling. Because honestly, the last 30 minutes of this match, I felt Arsenal just kind of petered out a little bit. Their effort, their energy, their focus was just kind of diverted a little bit. And you see Bournemouth getting an eye on this shit. And Bournemouth making all three changes, within a span of 10 minutes, 13 minutes really, 76 to 89th minute. They realize, like, okay, we just got to keep pressing, got to keep attacking. And somehow, some way, Bournemouth gets a goal. 90th minute. 4 minutes into injury time. And the fucking infuriating part about this match, and which I understand at a certain point because of Mustafi's injury, but what the craziest shit about this match was the injury time went into about 11 minutes. I shit you not. It went to about 11 minutes. And I thought, okay, Mustafi's injury was awful. But it did not take 10 minutes to get him off the pitch. I understand there's all these other things that you have to consider into when you're factoring for injury time. But my God, 10 minutes into injury time. I genuinely believe that Bournemouth had a fucking chance. And the way Arsenal defended, I asked my friend, who is an Arsenal friend, I don't know what's funnier, George Carlin's comedy or Arsenal's defense. And boy, oh boy, those two things are fucking hilarious, but kind of hard to see where you draw the line to laugh out of pity and out of anger. And so with the pity and anger just kind of subsiding with the Arsenal defense and my enjoyment of George Carlin's comedy, withholding, Arsenal won. Arsenal gets the result 2-1. An away victory. I mean, massive. It doesn't mean any points, but it does mean that you are going into the next round of the FA Cup, which means we are taking on Portsmouth, right near Bournemouth. Curious enough, it's about when we saw on the map there, Bournemouth is here on kind of the east side, and you got fucking Portsmouth kind of on the northwest side of Bournemouth, and London just kind of on top there up north. So the Londoners will be facing Portsmouth on March 3rd at Portsmouth. And so hopefully all our guys will be rested before this next cup fixture. Obviously in February, we're going to have the round of 32 against Olympiacos. So these cup fixtures are going to get harder. They're going to be in bigger crunch times in terms of how many matches are going to be played in succession within a week before that, match. So hopefully the Arsenal boys are ready. Hopefully we get healthy, and yeah, we got to figure something about that defense. I mean, the center back issue has become apparent. Obviously, Callum Chambers, now Mustafi. This is a disaster in terms of the injury scenario, but yeah, Arsenal's going to have to get a center back real soon. So that does it for me, boys and girls. A 2-1 win for the Arsenal. Feeling good. So follow me at the Sky Lounge on all the links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe for more daily contents. Now fuck off. Come on, you Gunners.